All right, my friends, we are here, we are together, and I am so excited for this hour that we get to spend together. I'm just going to share my screen here. And oh, I shared the wrong thing, I think. Here we go. See the first technical error. All right, hopefully, can you all see the right thing? I hope that you're seeing the right thing. Yes. Okay. We're good to go. I'm so excited for this hour that we get to spend together. You are in the right place. This is how to get more confidence and purpose without being stressed and overwhelmed. My adrenaline is already started and my palms are sweaty. This is how you know that I am ready to go for a training time and talking about one of my favorite things with some incredible people in the room. If you have joined this training live, I'm so glad that you have carved out the time. There are a bunch of folks in the span of these 3 sessions that I have never met before in real life. Some folks that I literally just met in the last week. So I'm so thrilled that you have decided to join us for this training. And then literally some women that I have known for like 20 plus years. So you are totally in the right place. We already have a question. Okay, great. Doing great and looking great. Thank you, Jenny, for helping me to navigate the technology as we're getting started. So I just want to say this as we're getting started. You are in the right place. And I want to thank you so very much for investing in your life and in your leadership today. We're going to maximize the hour that we have together. And what we are talking about, I honestly believe could truly change the trajectory of your life and of your leadership. Oh, okay. In this hour, I am going to show you how you can get more confidence and more purpose by sharing with you our complete 6-part journey so that you can level up your life and your leadership with healthier habits and get life-changing results. This, however, is not woo-woo. I am not talking about getting habits and results that are very woo-woo-y. I'm just going to manifest them and hope that they come to be. This is definitely not about trying harder or about adding stress to your life. I already know that's why you're here, that the trying and the stress has not worked for you the way that you wanted it to work. And what we're going to talk about today is not time intensive. This is like going to be a completely different way in order for you to orient your life and your leadership in a way that produces better results. The secret is that you are not going to try harder for those results. You are going to train better. So as we go through this time together, I want to train you on how you can get those results, not simply try harder. This hour is going to go super fast, I promise you. So I want to encourage you to make the most of this investment and eliminate any distractions so that you can engage as fully as possible. I know that life is happening and you might be in carpool pickup or you may be fixing dinner, but as much as possible, be here now. And at the end of our time, we are going to spend a little bit of time in Q&A. So you can take notes in the workbook that you hopefully downloaded and are ready to go. And then you can add your questions to the Q&A button that I know some of you have already found, or you can hop on screen live with me and share any questions that you have. Plus, I'm going to share at the end this fast action bonus that I promised I would give you if you join live with me today. So let's dig in. The reality is, every woman that I know is literally doing the best that she can, but she doesn't feel like it is enough. And we reveal that not enoughness in our language when we say things like, I feel guilty when I'm at work and not with my kids, or I feel guilty when I'm not giving this to my spouse or my partner in the same way that I wish that I could. Or I am overwhelmed with the amount of responsibility and the endless demands. I am stressed out by all the things that are put on me to do. I'm not where I want to be in my life or in my leadership. We say things in our language like, I am exhausted of spinning all of the plates and taking care of everything and everyone else. Or my life is jam-packed, but I still sense that there is something missing and I want more. Somewhere along the way, you have lost a part of yourself. And the truth is, it's not just you, and it is not your fault. You are not to blame for those feelings of not enoughness. The reality is that the deck is stacked against you, and the system was created to make you feel this way. On a really basic human level, we see statistics like this showing up, like more than 60% of women do not get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. Women perform $1.5 trillion of unpaid labor annually, and that's just in the US. Most women don't know what they really want, much less how to get it. So on a basic level, things are not as they could be. And that is truly the tip of the iceberg. But now, I believe it is time to reclaim your whole self and get meaningful results. This journey that I'm going to take you on today is about becoming the woman that you were created to be so that you can live into your fullest potential. If any of this is resonating with you so far, the framework that I'm about to share is exactly what we do to help women get more confidence and less stress and more purpose and less overwhelm in their life and in their leadership. And I've got a little spoiler alert for you. So come back to me if you're already feeling a little distracted. Here's a spoiler. It's easier than you think. It is not as difficult as you imagine. I know this because I have done it. I have experienced it. And I truly believe, top of my head, tip of my toes, that you already have what it takes within you. My name is April Diaz, if we have not met in real life yet, and I am the founder and CEO of Azer & Co. I am a certified coach, have been for over a decade now. I've been a spiritual leader for about 25 years, dating myself. I am an author and a speaker, and two of my favorite roles, honestly, are wife and mom. But 20 years ago, I was quite literally on the path to destroying both my life and my leadership. I had so much ambition and I had dreams and goals and vision for everything that I wanted to accomplish. But I was headed in the direction of burnout and of killing my internal world. Then I was introduced to my very first coach in 2005. And that journey with him literally changed the entire trajectory of my life. I'm so incredibly grateful for how he stepped in my life for that period of time. And what he did in that period of coaching me has literally taken me now years to learn what I'm about to teach you. I created this journey because it is what I wish that I had 20 years ago. It's truly my life joy and my privilege and my calling to walk alongside of women and men who want to partner better with us. I practice what I preach, and I see myself even more these days as needing to preach what I practice. And I believe with my whole heart that when women become more alive, more fully who we have been created to be, that our families, our communities, and our world is truly so much better. It's like a little more of heaven touching earth. So before we go any further today, if you've been around me or Azer & Co. for any bit of time, you know that one of my favorite things in the world is for us to get centered and get grounded together. It's at the end of the day, and I know that there's a lot that has already happened, and who knows how you're coming into this time. And so I want to spend a little bit of time to really help center and ground you, guiding you into a calmer and more whole space. So what I want to invite you to do right now is to sit back and close your eyes. And I want to ask for you to place one hand over your heart and one hand on your belly, like you're giving yourself a little hug. And I want you to draw your attention to your breath and start taking maybe a little bit slower and deeper breaths. I want to invite you to start to inhale a little bit deeper and exhale a little slower. And now I'm going to guide you to deepening and slowing your breath just a little bit more. So I want to ask you now to start to inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you can open your eyes. I hope that that grounded you and centered your spirit a little bit more. And so as you are maybe a little bit more into your body again, I have a question for you. And my question is this: have you ever tried to become more confident? Have you ever tried to find your sense of purpose? Have you ever tried to change anything in your life or in your work? Have you ever tried to achieve a goal before? Raise your hand if you've ever tried any of those things before. If so, you are in good company and I am with you. For years, I have tried to become more patient. Again, if you know me, I am not the most patient person on the planet. It is definitely a character flaw, but for years I tried really hard to be more patient. I would hold my breath if I could start to sense that my patience was thinning out. I would count to 10. I would avoid the things that made me impatient. I would start to compare myself to the saints that were seemingly endlessly patient with their children or with their spouses or at their work. I would beat myself into just a pulp when I lost my temper or when I snapped at someone. And here's what I learned in those years of trying to be more patient. Trying harder is overwhelming, and it is totally defeating when you don't have a structure or a framework or a plan to lean into. Transformation is not about trying harder. And yet that's what tends to be the culture. That's what tends to be what everyone says to do is just try a little bit harder and then you can get that thing that you want. Transformation is certainly not a transfer of information because hello, how many of us know things that we need to be doing or would be good for us to do, but we're not doing it? It's not for a lack of information. Transformation is not about learning a bunch of new content. Transformation comes as you do the work. Transformation comes as you do something different. Trying looks a lot like what is in the self-care industry or in the wellness industry. And a lot of coaches actually use this model. They say you need to try harder, and that looks like hustling or willpower or forcing yourself to do things that you don't really want to do or pushing through your limits and your barriers. Looks like powering up when you feel like you're being attacked or you feel like something is not going your way. Trying looks like using old methods, hoping that you will get different results. Crossing your fingers that if you just try that old thing that used to work for you, maybe you'll get a different result this time around. But training is an entirely different approach, and it gets you dramatically different results. Training is repeatedly practicing determined, deliberate actions over time that create capacity for you to achieve what matters most to you. So when it comes to training, here's what I want you to know. Training expands your internal capacity so that you naturally get easier external results. Y'all, I promise you, training is an entirely different approach that gets you wildly different results. Training really starts with a desire and a commitment. And this is really important because trying is more about shoulding all over yourself. It's like, I should be doing more of this, or I should be doing less than this. And so I'm going to try to do less of that or more of that. But training starts with desire. You actually want it. And then it leads you to commitment. Not willpower, not forcing, not hustling, not powering through. It starts with a decision to do something different. And then training is a very simple 3-step process. You need to assess where you are right now. You need to then define where it is that you want to go. And then you work a personalized plan. Here's what I love about the 3rd step. It's personal. How you transform or how you get to where you want to go is unique to you. it is not going to be the same thing for me. So you get to use universal things that are true for all of human beings, but personalize it to the unique and beautiful and wonderful way that you were made. When you start with that desire and commitment and you work through those 3 steps of the process, you naturally get different results. So here's what I want to implore you to do today is to stop trying and to start training. The reality is that you might actually be thriving in one part of your life in leadership, but when one part of you suffers, every part of you suffers and struggles, which is exactly why the trying needs to be surrendered and the training needs to be picked up. So if you are going to train differently and get more confidence in your life and in your leadership, I'm going to tell you right now that the essential starting point is your body. That's the starting point, my friends. If you're wincing or rolling your eyes, or maybe you're starting to say a few choice words about me, I get it, but hang with me for 1 second. The reason why we start with physical is because, well, sorry, let me say this first. Starting with physical is tricky, and I do get that, because for most women, we have a complicated relationship with our body. From the time that we were little, as we age and go through all of the different stages and the shaping and the shifting and all of the things that we experience as women, we have a tricky relationship. In fact, studies show that over 90% of women have a negative body image. I bet if I were to put us all in a room together right now, not a Zoom room, but a real room, it would take about a nanosecond for you to identify what's a part of your body that you're struggling with. You're not alone. It's not just you. But confidence and purpose begins in your body because your body is most significant for life. Your body is the vehicle by which you do everything. Without this form, we cease to exist. Your body is the birthing place to embody your truest confidence and your deepest purpose. This is a picture of me getting some IV therapy a couple of weeks ago. And I've had 2 seasons. Crying. I've had 2 seasons, in extended seasons of my life where my body has not been doing what it's supposed to do. It has not been well. The first extended season of this was over a decade ago, when I struggled with infertility for over 5 years. And it's pretty, part of the tears are joy, actually, because that infertility journey not only led me to my oldest 2 kiddos, but it led to my youngest kiddo, who really never should have been here. And today is actually his 12th birthday. And so this is a reminder to me today, being with you, of how when your body does not do what it's supposed to do, that there can be redemption and restoration. The second of these really extended seasons where my body has not been well has been these last 13 months. And I know some of you have been following my journey a little bit, but about 5 or 6 months ago, I got a diagnosis that was not my fault, but it now is my responsibility to heal. And these health journeys have clarified and magnified that your and my physical wholeness is the birthplace for us to experience transformation. What is a small step that you can take to increase confidence and purpose in your own body? When it comes to our physical wholeness, I'm going to give you 3 different areas that are interconnected in this dimension that are most important for you physically. Your physical wholeness starts with sleep, is fueled by food, and is maximized by movement. It is in that order and on purpose that we can experience some transformation and more of our whole self, more confidence and purpose. It is in those 3 areas in that order. So it starts with sleep. I'm going to suggest this as a potential small step for you. Get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. We already saw that over 60% of women don't get this. And so this might be the small step starting place for you to begin to become more confident and feeling a sense of purpose because you are more well rested. So it starts with sleep, but then it is fueled by food. And I'm not talking about tacos right now. Maybe we will still have them. It's Taco Tuesday when I am recording this video. But maybe the small step for you is actually more about drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water every single day. Now, our data shows the majority of women do not even do this basic thing. So I know we're not going to talk about tacos and fueling our body, but fueling begins with hydrating her. So if drinking half your body weight in ounces of water, if you weigh 200 pounds, this is 100 ounces of water every single day. So yeah, that might be a small or maybe not so small step for you to take to begin to experience some of that confidence and sense of purpose. Starts with food, or starts with sleep, it's fueled by food, and then it is maximized by movement. So this is about having an elevated heart rate for 20 to 60 minutes every single day, as you are able. I will say that with clarity and exclamation points, because sometimes there are seasons where you are not able because of sickness or because of life stage, but maximizing by movement is how you can expand your capacity physically. So here's what we're going to do. This is not just a learning day. This is an action day. And so I'm going to invite you as we go through this training to take some action, even in this time. Your physical wholeness is undeniably the starting point for true confidence and for deeper purpose. Without your body, you cease to exist. This is the vehicle by which you do everything. And so in your workbook, on the bottom of page 4, there is a section called Take Action. And so in this first part of our framework, in the physical area, I'm going to ask you to take some action and to name a small step that you can take, that you want to take with sleep or food or movement. All right, so go ahead and write that down real quick. Okay, I know I'm not giving you enough time, but we're going to move on because physical is the first part. I want to take you into really briefly talking through the next 5 parts of our proven 6-part pathway. So physical is first. Number 2 is emotional. Your emotions, my friends, drive your behavior and get you the life that you have right now. If you've been around Azer & Co. again for a minute or two, you know that our patron saint is Brené Brown. And her research has shown that we are primarily emotional beings that sometimes have rational thought. We are actually emotional people, and we back up our decisions and our behaviors with facts or with some sort of rationality. But we are primarily emotional. Now, the tricky part here is that women have been told for generations that our emotions are a liability or are a weakness, that they are not to be trusted, that we are hysterical, that we are too sensitive, that we are too emotional. I believe that that is one of the greatest lies, and I want to throw it to the pit of hell, because your emotions can be your superpower. In fact, your emotional intelligence is the number one indicator of your success. And unlike your IQ that is fairly fixed at birth, your EQ, your emotional intelligence, is entirely within your capacity and control to develop and grow and increase in. See, emotions are your superpower. They are not a liability. Your life-giving work is to learn to listen and to trust and to allow those emotions to teach you what is really going on within you and within your circumstances. So here is what I want you to do when it comes to your emotional dimension. I would love for you to identify at least one emotion that you're feeling right now in this moment. So maybe you're feeling hopeful. Maybe you're feeling curious. Maybe you're feeling excited about what could possibly be true for you. But I want you to write down at least one emotion at the bottom of page 4 in your workbook in that take action section. Okay, write it down. Okay, that's all the time I'm going to give you. We're going to move on to part 3. Part 3 is mental. So mental is really the mindset focus that opens up or shuts down possibility for your life and your leadership. Now, this is not mental health. We are talking specifically about your mindset, your focus, the way that your thoughts go and how they are directed. So what you think about and how you think about it gets you the results that you have in your life and in your leadership. Let me say a little bit more. So your focus and your mindset is either helping you or it is hurting your sense of confidence and your sense of purpose. One of the things we talk about a lot is that what you focus on expands. It's like a little bit of yeast in the dough. And that thought, when you focus on it, expands and grows. And your brain is wired to make those thoughts reality for better or for worse. So truly, what you think about creates your reality. So here's the question that I would have for you when it comes to this mental part of the pathway. What would you need to prioritize in order to grow your sense of confidence and purpose? So when it comes to what you think about and how you think about it, what would be something that you would need to prioritize in your thoughts so that you can grow that sense of confidence and purpose? Let me give you a couple of ideas. So you might need to prioritize your time and how you think about your time, how you dedicate your time, how you use the 24 hours every single day that you've been gifted. You might need to prioritize money or your energy or the people in your life that are actually going to support you. You might actually need to prioritize support. So systems and frameworks and structures and kind of those external things that could help to give you a bit of a runway or a pathway to go down. So what would you need to prioritize in order to expand the possibility of your thoughts and of your created reality? On the bottom of page 4 of your workbook in that take action section, I want you to write down one of those 5, or maybe you have something else that is popping up to your mind that you know that you would need to prioritize in your thoughts and then in your actions. Go ahead and write that down. Okay, some of you might be like, I need to prioritize all of them. Choose one because your brain functions better with one. All right. If you chose people or support, this next part is for you. All right, here we go. Relational is number 4. This is the 4th part of the pathway. Multiple studies have shown that over 50% of women report feeling lonely. In fact, the Surgeon General of the United States has declared loneliness an epidemic in our country. Certainly, COVID has wreaked havoc in our sense of connection and in that isolation factor. But man, we live in a world that is uber connected now. Social media and email and online things and TV. We are so connected in that virtual space more than any other time in human history. And so this statistic is so heartbreaking for me, but I don't believe that it has to stay like this or it has to be this way. I believe we are created for connection and for a sense of deep belonging to one another. We say all the time that we belong together and we belong to one another. And so if you want more confidence and purpose in your life and in your leadership, a supportive community actually gives you a 95% chance that you will achieve your goals. You will become who you want to be. You will get what you want. You will fulfill your potential. Your community, the people that you place around you, are literally the make it or break it for you in your life and in your leadership. It's crazy and so beautiful. So here's what I want you to take action in. In this relational part, I want you to think about one person who is actively, presently supporting your goals. So maybe this is a roommate or a partner, a friend, your boss, a spouse, a parent. Who is someone who is actively supporting you right now? I want you to write their name down on that take action section of your workbook right now. Okay, hopefully that name was fairly easy to come up with. If not, again, you're not alone. I think that's part of the reason why you are here today. And certainly you do belong to us and to each other, to one another. All right, the fifth part of this pathway is spiritual. Remember, we said in the beginning that physical is the most important for life. Spiritual is the most meaningful for transformation. So there is what is important, but then it is what is meaningful, and spiritual gives us meaning. We talk about spiritual in terms of your beliefs and your values that shape everything that you do and everything you do not do. This part of the pathway really compels you to take a deeper look into the beliefs or the values that are holding you back from your dreams and your goals, and then inviting you into beliefs and values that will propel you forward. The truth is that we all believe things about ourselves, about others, and the world. And those beliefs oftentimes are limiting. They are holding us back. But beliefs are not static. We can actually change them at any given point. We can change them in an instant and then practice them over time. And those new beliefs can propel us to move forward in a way that will produce fullness of life. So here's what I want you to do in the spiritual take action part. I want you to name a belief that could actually propel you forward. So assuming that you don't have beliefs like tip of your tongue, like top of mind, I'm going to give you a few examples that you might want to take as your own, or maybe it'll spark an idea of a belief that you want to hold on to. So here are a couple of ideas. Maybe you want to hold on to the belief that it doesn't have to stay like this. Maybe you want to hold on to a belief that I am capable of achieving my dreams. I am worthy of pursuing my goals. Maybe you need to hold on to the belief today that God's created you with a purpose and on purpose. Maybe you want to hang on to a belief today that confidence is your birthright. It's not something to be rewarded. It's not something that you earn. Confidence is a birthright. Maybe you want to hold on to the belief that I can do things differently and get different results. I don't know what that exact belief could be, but I want you to write down whatever is coming to mind for you right now on that take action part of your workbook. What is a belief that could propel you forward in this season? All right, we're going to move into the sixth part. And this possibly is my favorite. Renewal, we save the best for last, actually, because renewal is something that we all desperately need. Did you know that according to Fortune, 1 out of 3 women reports almost always being burned out? There's a lot of people that are on this training right now or that are listening to the recording. And if you think about 1 out of 3 of us, to me, honestly, that feels unacceptable. And again, not because it is your fault, the system is stacked against you, but we really reject that as a narrative or as a cultural norm. This is an unacceptable way for us to live because it is not only possible for you to avoid burnout, but to live energized in your whole life and leadership. That is how you've been created to live. So renewal is truly the secret dimension for us to help you avoid burnout and increase energy in your life and your leadership. It is truly possible to deal with stress and challenges with more ease and by doing what energizes you and doing less of what exhausts you. I truly believe, because I have experienced it myself and I have worked with so many women, that you can shift the trajectory, even just a little bit, of what you should do to do more of what you want to do. And this pathway helps you to make those incredibly life-saving shifts. So here's how you can take action, my friends. Name one person or one activity that energizes you. So maybe your roommate is energizing. That's why you've decided to live together. Spending time with them brings out the best in you. It helps you to feel more alive. Maybe it's dancing. Dancing helps you to feel connected to your body and release stress. That movement really brings you so much joy. Maybe having Saturdays with no plans, no meetings, no agenda, nothing to do, but having that clear space on your calendar is an energizing way for you to wrap up the week and start to prepare for another week ahead. Maybe painting literally is something that is super life-giving to you and helps to increase your energy. Whatever is kind of coming to mind to you, what is the name of one person or one activity? Be specific as you possibly can that energizes you. Write that down in that take action part of your workbook now. Okay, I know I'm not giving you enough time for all of these action steps, but I want to ask you another question. And the question is, are you going to go back to stress and overwhelm, knowing these things? Or do you want to decide to move into a different direction? This truly is a proven 6-part journey to boost your confidence and to clarify your purpose for legit life-changing impact. After working this strategic pathway, over 80% of women say that they feel more confident in their life and in their leadership. They feel a greater sense of purpose and living more fully into who they have been created to be. I've been doing this for a whole lot of years. I've worked with over 1,000 folks, and I can say with full confidence myself that if you work this, the process works for you. But you get to decide, do you want to go back to stress and overwhelm, or do you want to go in a new direction? I'm not sure exactly why you decided to sign up for this training, but really this question comes down to this: will you go back or will you go forward? Nothing changes if nothing changes. If true confidence and deeper purpose is what you want, what will you do differently in order to experience this differently? I want you to imagine, truly right now, imagine what is possible for you if you stop trying and you start training on this 6-part pathway. Your confidence and your purpose will exponentially expand. If you're multitasking, I want you to come back to me in this moment, and I want you to hear me on this incredibly important point. You ready? When you expand your internal capacity, you naturally get amazing external results. I have said it a couple of times because it is that important. Most folks, again, in the wellness world, in the self-care world, in the coaching world, will say, focus on all of the external things, shine up all of the external stuff. But what happens is internal stuff crumbles even more. Transformation actually happens from the inside out. So when you expand what is internal, you will naturally, organically get amazing external results. Again, I've seen it over and over and over again. So let me give you a quick overview of where we have come over these last 40 minutes. The pathway to more confidence and purpose requires training, not trying. It starts with physical because your body is the vehicle by which you do everything. It is the foundation to your wholeness. It took me 25 years being coached by literally some of the best coaches on the planet, spending tens of thousands of dollars on my own development and leadership to define this 6-part transformational journey for you. You will get radically different results in 6 months and shift the entire trajectory of your life when you work this process. You've got a choice. Will you go back to trying harder, or will you train better? I want to introduce you to our Every Warrior Woman coaching groups. These groups are not a transfer of information. They are whole life transformation. You will be trained through this 6-part journey over the course of 6 months. And it is way more than watching training videos online or getting one-to-one coaching with someone. You get life-changing results by taking action. Every Warrior Woman is our proven 6-month coaching group, and it is a guided step-by-step online journey. In this journey, you start with a little bit of pre-work because remember, training starts with assessing your current reality and defining where you want to go. So you begin the 6-month journey with a 120 question wholeness assessment to really define where are you right now and where are your opportunities for growth and transformation. And then you work a define your goal guide to really help you define what it is that you want, what would be most valuable for you to experience and achieve in the course of 6 months. And then every single month, you go deep into the 6-part framework, starting with physical all the way through renewal, to increase healthy habits and ultimately achieve a top goal with ease and effectiveness. Y'all, those 2 words are actually really strategic and important, with ease and effectiveness. We don't need to try harder. You're already doing enough, but there needs to be a more effective way to get better results. And so this 6-part framework helps you to do that. Your monthly rhythm is consistent and it is deliberate. Week 1 of every month, there is a 90-minute training session with me where I teach the premier content of that wholeness dimension. Week 2, you can get a one-to-one coaching call with a certified coach. Week 3, there is a 90-minute small group session with a smaller group of 5 to 9 other women to process and really personalize that 6-month journey experience. And then week 4, we do a 60-minute live Q&A with yours truly, where you can ask anything that you want about challenges you're experiencing or barriers or questions that are unanswered to really make sure that you move forward and continue that momentum in your 6-month journey. You also get a monthly action step checklist, and this is really designed to help you stay focused and personalized in your plan of action. Remember, this journey is for you. It is unique to you. And so that monthly action step checklist really helps you to stay on target. You also get session handouts for every single group time, and those really ensure that you follow this proven step-by-step journey, stay the course, and you see growth and you get quick wins every single month. This is really fun. I'm really excited about this. This is brand new for us. This is an add-on that we have created. If you are not very administrative like me, you are going to want to add this onto your experience. We are going to offer an official coaching guidebook, binder that we ship directly to you that has all of your handouts and notes and logistics and a calendar and monthly action step check. Everything that you need for those 6 months will be in this coaching guidebook binder so that you have it ready to go and you are really on focus and ready to engage in this 6 months. So again, this is new and I'm super stoked about it because it's just really fun, especially for those of us who are not so administratively minded. The best part, or what I like to call our secret sauce of the 6 months, is the support of our community and the accountability of a certified coach. When you have those 2 things in place, your capacity, your ability to succeed skyrockets. And you have the best shot in the world of actually getting something different at the end of those 6 months. These are actually women that are still connected to our community, but we're a part of coaching groups in the very beginning of Azar & Co. So it's so fun to see their faces and to still have them connected to our community. This coaching group is really everything that you need to increase healthy habits and achieve a goal that matters most to you. Now, here's what's really sweet. We have decided to shift up the invitation for you to participate in a way that can make the most sense for your finances and for your accessibility and for your capacity. So you get to choose one of 3 paths. Most women have chosen path 3. because it is what will get you the best results. It is the full process, the full framework of what I've described to you. And it is only $299 per month. If you purchased all of these things a la carte, it would be over $1,000, but we have worked it so that you can get it at a crazy discounted price. But if that pathway does not work for you, there is path one, that is our content, and path two, that includes more of our community. So you can choose the pathway that is right for you. And that engagement level starts at only $99 per month. When you invest in this coaching group, you also get full access to our Warrior Women membership community for 6 months. So no matter what pathway you choose, you get full access to our membership community. That value alone is $49 every single month. So you're getting a crazy good deal by being able to do both of these things at the same time. Plus, we're going to give you these bonuses for free. We have the Create More Time Planner, the Make Your Money Work checklist, the Define Your Goal guide, and if you like saving money, like I do, then you can get 10% off of your coaching group when you make one payment. Those first three are really strategically and practically designed to remove barriers so that you can say yes to the 6 months with confidence. Having enough time, having enough money, and having a goal that gets you really excited are really important along this way. So we give you those bonuses to really help you say yes with all of that confidence. So here's the deal, y'all. The doors close for every Warrior Woman at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, April the 30th. We are open for a very short window of time because coaching starts in the month of May. You can go to azarandco.com. There's a button in the top right that you can hit that will help you to register now, or you can take a look at our Every Warrior Woman page or our Executive Warrior Woman page to see and learn more about what this experience is like. Y'all, it is a privilege for me to teach this training too. And I could not be more honored to guide you deeper into what more confidence and purpose could look like for you, to invite you into a truly transformational 6-month journey where everything could change for you in all of the best ways. I promised you all too that I would give you this fast acting bonus if you joined here live. So after this webinar, we will get this replay ready to send to you. And in that replay, if you joined live, we will send you the wholeness wheel. This is one of women's favorite exercises or tools. It's a practical self-evaluation tool that really helps you to get a visual on how you are doing in those 6 different parts of your whole self. It gives you really good just visual around how you can increase confidence and where the opportunities are for you to increase that sense of purpose. So that is all I have for you right now today. I am going to go ahead and stop my screen in just a second. I want to spend the rest of the time with a little bit of Q&A. So if you have a question, you can drop it in the Q&A section. I also have a few questions that came in beforehand. So I'm going to go ahead and also answer those questions. But let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen so I can see you all a little bit closer. Hi there. All right, if you have a question, please drop it into that Q&A down at the bottom. But let me go ahead and answer these handful of other questions first. First question, what if I cannot join the sessions live, and when are they? On the FAQ part of our website, you can go ahead and take a look there. We have listed all of the times for that week 1 session of every single month so that you can clear your calendar and make it possible to attend live. If you cannot join them live, we do record all of the group sessions so that you can watch them at a later time. So there's never a reason for you to not be able to say yes to this just because you can't join live. Another question that came in was, what if I don't know what my goal would be? It's a great question. I would say almost 75% of women, when they sign up to join a coaching group, do not know what their goal is going to be. A lot of women spend the entire first month actually defining that with their coach. So remember how I said in the beginning that most women don't know what they want or even then how to get there? So that's not a reason to say no. If you don't know what your goal would be, that's why we have the wholeness assessment and the Define Your Goal guide to really help guide you. And then our coaches, if you choose path 3, could really help define what that could look like for you. So that's a no sweat. A connected question to that as well is, I am not a goals person, so is this really for me? Um, if you want healthier rhythms, if you want better habits, if you want clarity on what's next, if you're wanting to come back home to yourself in some ways, if you're wanting to kind of figure out what these next steps are for you, those are goals. It might not be the stereotypical SMART goal, but we really have leaned more in this Every Warrior Woman journey of moving even from SMART goals to WISE goals. And so there may be something that you feel like in your soul you want more of, and it doesn't feel like specific or measurable or any of that, but it feels wise. It feels like the right thing for you. So even if you're not a goals person, this journey will serve you so well to, again, come back to yourself, to increase that confidence and purpose, and to really help expand what is possible for you. So I hope that helps. Another question that came in earlier is, how do I know if I'm ready for this? How do I know if I'm ready for coaching? Couple thoughts. One is the vast majority of women have never experienced coaching before, because coaching historically has been reserved for white guys in the C-suite and for professional athletes. So if you don't know if you're ready for coaching, that's because you've never been exposed to it, and that's not your fault. Again, the system has been rigged against us. So you will never be ready is the second part that I would have to that question. You'll never be ready. There's no such thing. The question is, are you committed? And do you want to say yes? Then you're ready. That's when you know, okay, I can say yes to this, is deciding and making a commitment to become more of your whole self. That's really the more important part. All right, another question. How can I do this if I'm already stressed and overwhelmed? That's why you're here, right? Because stress levels are high, responsibility is high, overwhelm is high, all of these things are demanding. My response, I guess, to that, my answer is, within the first month of coaching, my experience has been women are shocked to discover how easy and doable this journey is, how much more it opens up for them that they didn't even realize was possible, or they didn't even realize was within them to uncover. It's like you were created to live like this. It's like that. It's like there are these things to shed off and these other things to say yes to. And so this 6-month journey really helps to lower, minimize, eliminate so much of what is unnecessary and bring us back into the fullest version of yourself. Yeah. Another really great question. I have what if I'm an executive leader? I have talked really specifically and almost exclusively about the Every Warrior Woman group. If you are a woman who is in an executive role, you're a senior leader, you're in a C-suite position, you own your own business, you're an entrepreneur, you're in some sort of like executive leadership. There is an executive group that is just for you. I coach that group specifically, and it is the full framework that we do in that executive group. So there is not the 3-pathway option that I explained earlier with the Every Warrior Woman. If you are an executive and you want that path, it is the whole thing. And so that website, that part of our website, explains a little bit more about what that executive path looks like. The process is exactly the same. It's just I coach that group, and you are exclusively with other women who are in that kind of executive leadership role. So it just changes the dynamic of the group a little bit more. So those are some of the main questions. I think that there might be one more in. Oh, is the whole program virtual, or are we paired with local communities and coaches? Great question. So the whole program is virtual. Everything is done online and in Zooms like this, and then on phone calls. Also, we have a private membership community as a part of that bonus. And so you can engage in that. We do have women, I'm in Orange County, California. And so there are a whole bunch of women that are local, and we are building really local communities of connection, and women are finding each other in their areas. Our coaches are the same way. Our coaches are all over the country. And so if you choose to be in that pathway, there is a local community of women there as well. So the program is virtual. It can be done anywhere. And that's part of the beauty of it. But there are some opportunities for really local connection as well. I hope that answers. Okay, any other questions? Y'all are awesome. Amazing questions. I hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions that, it just takes a little bit of time to process it, please drop me an email. I would love to connect. I believe, again, top of my head, tip of my toes, everything inside of me. I believe you are made for more, but I also believe you are made for more with ease and lightness, and that the investments that you make into yourself are the best investment. Everyone benefits when you invest into yourself. And it's not because of that you do that, you do it for you. But I really am so committed to walking with you so that you can become the fuller version of yourself, so you can level up your life and in your leadership. So thank you so much for joining me on this live training today. Thank you for embracing my tears a little bit earlier as well. And I really hope to see you inside of one of our coaching groups. Much love. Have a good one.